Round one, fight! Hadouken! Shoryuken! Hadouken! Shoryuken!
What's up everyone, Jacob Rothenberg here, and in today's video, we're not just going to do Street Fighter intros, but we're also going to do keyword research for Kindle publishing. So, I haven't rehearsed, I have no idea how I'm going to start my keyword research, but damn it, we're going to find some profitable keywords in this video somehow, some way. So, again, like I've always mentioned in other videos, there are actual methodologies to find good keywords. But, you know, because this is a little bit of edutainment, a little bit of education and entertainment, I'm just going to do it randomly and somehow stumble upon a profitable keyword for you all to examine, look at, assess, and possibly publish for. So let's go. And I was actually just looking at some deals on Amazon, and don't think I really want to buy anything yet. So yeah, let's just go to some keyword research. I really want 2 monitors. I think it would help me a lot to work with 2 monitors with my workstation here. So anyway, shut up, Jacob. Let's look up Ethereum. Let's do that. Ethereum books. I know, crypto's been done to death. I know. But believe it or not, I had initial success with Ethereum. Damn, this is my book, and it got hit hella hard with negative reviews. Wow, what the hell happened? I had initial success with this book, and I thought it was written really well. Like, I read it because back when it was July in Kindle publishing of 2017, I was the second ever publisher to put out content on Ethereum, and for its time, like, yeah, it was one of my first, ghost-written published titles, and I thought 86 pages was acceptable because I was taught, hey, you know, 10,000 word book, good to go, and you know, sometimes a 10,000 word book can fly, but I did get some real, like, 4 or 5-star reviews. I used to have 5-star reviews, but it looks like time has taken its toll on this book, but let's see what other people bought along with this book, since it did sell well at one point. It looks like everything's going to be related to crypto and blockchain and Bitcoin. I'm just like laughing, like, why I thought it was a good book, like legit. It's like the best book I had ever produced for a while at that time, but guess my best isn't good enough, right? So let's take a look at what we can steal here. My rationale right now is I'm going to keep moving on to a popular keyword, to a more popular keyword. When you have this row here, the customers who also bought this item, we'll call it the also bought box, you usually only have this row, this also bought box, when you have a book that performs well in sales. So I want you to notice really quickly that in terms of the page layout of Amazon, that Amazon will prioritize displaying this also bought box ahead of the sponsored listing box. And so in terms of like real estate, so to speak, on the page, this takes precedence over this. Although I've heard from sources, credible sources, that Amazon is considering removing the also bought box. So just a little jargon there for you, something to consider, but it's really just to say, if you can start off even with the launch of a book and do really well, Amazon will reward you in some various ways. Whether Amazon themselves price strike your book for you, where you literally don't do anything, they just discount your book, to also having it organically get traffic, whether it's in a benefit like the ranking in the search results, or even being featured here in the also bought box. They really do everything they can to facilitate your success if you prove yourself to be a success with sales on Amazon. So you're rewarded Amazon rewards you for putting out quality and for selling quality. So a good book that sells well will continue to make a lot of money for a given time on Amazon. So with that spiel, I was trying to buy myself some time to find a good keyword, but I'm already familiar with some of the keywords I'm looking at here, like day trading. I already know that's saturated as far as paperbacks and ebooks. Audiobook, actually, believe it or not, day trading is pretty unsaturated with audio. You could consider this, but I'm not going to go into that for this video. So let's look. Charting and technical analysis. I chose this keyword to click on as charting and technical analysis. Does sound a little bit unique aside from the whole cliche of day trading. As you can imagine, day trading, like, that's a pretty broad and general and well-known keyword. Like, everyone thinks, let's think of investing keywords we can publish for. Oh, day trading. But I like this in the fact that it's about a technical analysis with charting, and it's not very intuitive that someone would publish for this, so it's got its own unique angle. And what's catching my eye also is that it doesn't have the title or subtitle loading up here for whatever reason. Oh, if I refresh, it does. Weird. I know glitches. I know hacks. I'm like the morning star of Kindle publishing or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's look at this keyword, charting and technical analysis, and see if this is just like a one-of-a-kind-ish book where there's only this one author, Fred McCallan, who does charting and technical analysis. It looks like it, and he's got over 200 reviews. And honestly, if you either publish a book yourself on this, you've got to be on top of your shit to publish about something like technical analysis. And I would not be reliant on a ghostwriter for a topic such as this. So I'm already dissuaded from publishing on it. That said, let's move on to another keyword. Sometimes you got to go for the lesser known keywords and stay away from the weird ones, the really general ones like day trading. So I so don't want to pull out the yo-yo tricks keyword. I'll leave that alone for now. Let's look at children's books and see what's doing well right now. Okay. Let's do 6 to 8, although that's probably the most competitive demographic for kids. Why is everything Fortnite, man? Okay, we're past that. Everything here is either a copyrighted keyword or character, so not really. What the hell? Alright. I'm looking. Sometimes you gotta be patient with these keywords, guys. Gotta be patient. Ooh. Hey, I was just talking to Allie about this one. So, if you ever wonder why the hell someone is listing their book for $5.97, it's not always the publisher. So, in this instance, I think this book was selling so damn well that the publisher ran out of stock. And if we see here from this click-through that it's actually a third-party seller manipulating their price. They're pricing it at $5.97, maybe hoping that someone doesn't notice the decimals. Maybe someone will think this is $5.97. And with that, they control the buy box for this book. But I think it's going to be pretty obvious not to buy this. So until the publisher comes back into circulation, this supplier, Best Range LLC, controls the buy box for this title. Although I feel like going back to that keyword again. So let's look at what other people are buying, what people also bought along with this book. I know dinosaurs are extremely saturated, especially with Jurassic Park being so popular with kids too. And I'm not a really big fan of these low content books, but right now in Q4 they do well. But let's get something solid, like something solid. Ooh, a mermaid book. All right. How well does this sell? Not bad. Damn. Mermaids. Okay, okay. Let's stop messing around. Let's see what happens if we type in mermaid. They're all low content books. Mermaid books. It's all fiction. Of course, there's The Little Mermaid. That is hella. Ooh, that's ballsy. Even the hair matches. Okay, okay. I don't know. We might not do mermaids in this video. Guys, I'm totally winging this keyword research video. This is the reality. Sometimes you just have to be patient. Let's click on anabolics because why not? That's my book. We talked about it yesterday. Look at what customers also bought. Ooh. Someone finally published a book on clenbuterol. Does it sell well? When did this get out? Okay. Oh, I know what clenbuterol is. Do you know what clenbuterol is? Alright, so this sells maybe a copy every 3 days, maybe every 4 days. Huh. It is not the keto diet on steroids. Come on, man. Huh. How did this one pop up for a keyword? Like, what do people search for to find this book? Because I'm interested. Burning fat? No. Fat loss books. Pills book? No. People don't search for clenbuterol. Clenbuterol? In the way of books? How are people finding this? What else does this publisher produce? Just this book. How are they marketing this book? How are people finding out about it? Because the keyword is not that intuitive to search for. I don't think people just search for clenbuterol on Amazon. I want to compete against this book. Okay, I got it. Let's search for bodybuilding, weight loss books for bodybuilding. Let's see what happens. I know this is going to be a little bit competitive, but let's see what we can find. Truth be told, I've competed against this guy. I destroyed his ass. He should not be publishing books. But how's he doing in sales? He can't even bench 405. And it's short. So how is he getting the #1 ranking? Okay, short reads, that's how. 99 cents. Damn. Not bad. Okay. Allie, why do you always text me during a video? You never fail. You don't bench big, Ryan. You don't bench big. But I'm gonna look at your book. You do not bench big, man. It sells maybe 1 every 2 days. I hope to gosh this book does not sell at all. It sells. Dude, you don't bench 4 plates. Your cover shows you benching only 3 plates. Mate, you suck. Oh gosh, I hope he doesn't hear this video. But, alright. Makes me want to publish my powerlifting books again. Like, these are not impressive lifts, folks. I know what you're thinking, I'm being a dick, but squatting 500 is easy. And your form sucks. Okay. I'm such a dick. Yeah, it's selling well. He's got a good brand here. Okay, so, guys, are there any of you out there that are interested in bodybuilding or powerlifting? Because apparently you can be anyone, including me, and I'm guilty of this too, and publish books on powerlifting. So, this is not a bad key. Hey, let's talk about building a brand. Because I'm an author in this specific sport. And it seems like it's actually a profitable keyword, but only if you build a brand on it. So let me back up and look at books for powerlifting and see where the rankings are. I'll talk about this one in a bit. So mine's on the first page with Eat Clean, Trent Hard. And I don't think any of my other books really deserve to even be on the first page. This one's on the second. Good. This one's on the second. People still find it. People still buy it. I don't really care about that one. Cool. So my best book is on page 1 for powerlifting, and my 2 other good books are on page 2, which I don't mind. So believe it or not, for powerlifting, if you are not number one, if you're a good lifter and a good coach like Swede Burns, and you have a following, yes, you can sell a paperback for $39.99. It's not a bundle, it's just a paperback, and you will get sales. When you have a brand, and these are all real reviews, I know for sure it's all real. If you have a brand, you can not only attract more sales, but if your content is good and you're credible, like Swede Burns, you can dictate a higher price compared to your competitors. $39.99. Even his Kindle version's $39.99. Oh my god. And people, well, no, I was going to freak out. I thought it was like $59,000. People were going to buy it now. He needs to lower the price of his Kindle ebook. But I just want to point that out because you'll notice, okay, everyone knows who Mark Rippetoe is. That's a really good book overall. Like, seriously, if you start out with lifting, you want to get this book. Brian Carroll's still, I think, an elite lifter. Like, he's an all-time great. So he can charge $29.50 for his book. And this book used to do better, but he's kind of been, at least here as a person in California in the sport, I don't really see much of Brian Carroll anymore, or I'm not paying enough attention. Whereas other books that aren't either, let's say you're like a D-list lifter like me, you can't charge $39.99 and do well on paperback. I can't get away with that. But Jim Wendler, former elite powerlifter, world-renowned coach for powerlifting and for sports overall, his books will always sell throughout time. And this has been out for over 8 years, folks. No, actually, well, I know, even before publishing on Amazon, he's done 531 for over 10 years. And it still sells at $24.99. So, and it looks like Ryan Matthews here has started his brand. So, I will talk about this. You can build a brand on something that you're passionate about if there is, number one, there actually has to be an audience for it. So, like, if your passion is sniffing crayons and people on Amazon are not looking up how to, like, for a book, like, on sniffing crayons, no matter how passionate you are about it, people will not buy your book on sniffing crayons. So don't try that. But let's say you're passionate about something like, let's be a little bit obscure, like ice skating, maybe miniature golf, or just as popular as miniature golf, powerlifting, and probably just as well paying powerlifting. Maybe like Olympic curling. Like, I don't want to say like basketball or football because those are already super saturated. But if you're involved in a sport or in a hobby that is maybe not super mainstream, you absolutely have potential to build a brand under your own name. And it really, I really believe this. It's not like a philosophy of mine, but it just goes around to using your personal name for publishing books on your hobby. You've got to have a certain level of credibility and accomplishment to your name if you're going to publish books like these. Because if you want to publish a book on how to deadlift 600 pounds, God darn it, you better be able to deadlift 600 pounds. Otherwise, how are you qualified to publish a book on deadlifting 600 pounds? You know what I'm saying? So for me, like if I published a book on how to total 1,600 pounds at 242 pounds, the weight class, I am 100% qualified on how to do that. 100%. But if I were to publish a book on how to be the #1 greatest lifter in the world and deadlift 900 pounds, I would not ever, well, I would ruin my reputation in sport, #1, and #2, that's a book I should be reading, even though I'll never be able to deadlift 900. That is a book I would need to read and not ever publish. So just be aware of that. You want to have credibility behind your name. But this is going to be a long video, guys. I'm not telling you like specifically publish for powerlifting, but I want you to get ideas, because I can't always feed you the answer. If you're involved in a hobby, again, it's a little bit more obscure, not so mainstream, try to look at it, see if it's something you can build a brand for, and that's something you can have a lot of fun publishing for. Like, I enjoyed writing my books. I enjoyed, like, I had my own email domain put in the books, and I answer questions from time to time about like programming and certain lifts, and I've even been interviewed by a few websites just based on some content I had in the books, and they found me either through my website or through the books. So that was really cool. So I'm gonna wrap it up here for tonight, guys. Hope you learned something out of this. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Otherwise, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you later. Take care.